and for everyone who's new here, my name is Vanessa. I'm 24 years old and I do makeup as a hobby on YouTube and Instagram, but today I thought I would talk about something else. Besides that, here's my social. It's the Instagram account as taught by Nessa. It's the same name as my YouTube. Please follow me. It would really help me out. And yeah, so I was gonna talk about, or what we are going to talk about today is that Netflix show that's called Love is Blind. Anybody who has seen The Circle on Netflix, it's a really good show. And when I seen this show being on Netflix, I was like, let me check it out. Maybe at first I thought it was the same because it's pretty much like the people don't see each other at all. And they have, like, the guys have their own section, the women have their own section, and they have pods, as in like they have their little lounge or their little room with like numbers, and they be in there and then they talk to a person on the other side of the wall. The Circle is kind of like everybody has their own apartment and they set up like a social media profile on a computer or like TV screen, and everything is digital. So when they want to like text, and that's like pretty much the only thing they can do, they text, and they have to tell the screen, say this and that, and then with the emojis and stuff, and then they say send, and then it sends it off. And then there are like little challenges and stuff like that, and it's a very interesting show. I loved it, especially the characters, and I can't wait for Netflix to bring out another season because like I was like binge watching this. Like I think I finished that show in one day. So check out The Circle. It's, in my opinion, a very good show. Love is Blind is not so much the same. It is pretty much, like I said, they are in pods and they talk to each other. And the theory of the show is that people don't see each other. They don't know how the physics of the other person is, how they look like. They pretty much just connect emotionally and mentally, pretty much talking to each other throughout like this wall. Like they are like on the opposite, like there's a wall in the middle and they here and the other person is there, and they pretty much talk and connect and take notes and stuff. And I have my laptop right here because I kind of want to talk about the characters, but not a lot. I just pretty much want to talk about two couples, and the one couple is Barnett, who is a dude who was kind of talking to like three girls at the same time, and Amber, who are engaged now. I don't know if they, get married or what's actually gonna happen, but I do know right now that they are engaged. So they met at the pod. There's also another character, or two people. It's not character because it's actually real people. So two other people. His name is Mark, and then there's Jessica. I have to say, let me start with, who would I start with? Let me start with Jessica, because I'm actually making this video because I'm so upset about Jessica. Jessica is 34 years old, which means she is like mature, she is older, she has reached stuff in her life, right? And she's talking to Barnett, and she's also talking to Mark. But I think her third day on the show was Mark, and I think she met for the first time Barnett, but I'm not sure. So she's kind of connected to both, but she's not really letting either know that she is connecting on an emotional level with somebody else. So she's kind of like weighing out her options, which is fine, which is totally okay to do. As a viewer of the show, like as somebody who's watching the show, I'm just like, oh my God. Like if I would choose as a personal preference, I would literally say go with Mark, because Mark is like Mexican mix, and he's like kind of like gorgeous, but at the same time he has like these big ass eyes that kind of make him look a little bit creepy, but that's like personal preference, right? But he seems very reasonable. On the other hand, Barnett is a very like goofy, and he throws jokes at people. He's very sarcastic, and it's just very fun listening to him talk because everything is just very like relaxed and very like, like his personality is very like easy to endure, or easy to experience, because I'm like a very goofy and very bubbly person, so I kind of like, like his personality. So I'm just like Barnett, like completely two different people. So Jessica kind of likes both. The problem with Jessica is she is like, oh, I'm like 34 years old, Mark is 24 years old, and it's just like the age difference, and she don't know, but like she's connecting with him on such a emotional level. But kinda when this whole stuff is like going on, Amber is also talking to Barnett, because Barnett, like I said, is talking to three people. So he's also talking to her and then to somebody else, and then at some point he makes a decision and tells like the other person, hey, like I'm not interested, like I'm kind of in somebody else. So that person is mad and kind of, I think, ends up with nobody. And then he has like those two people, and then it's like he has a date with Jessica, and Jessica is talking with him, and they're like connecting and flirting and saying all these things, and they're like very amazed about the conversation. So Burnett kind of says something like, I would marry you today, like I'm ready to propose to you, like I'm so connected to you, I'm ready to propose. So she's like head over heels, and she's like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And mind you, she's 34 years old. So I'm just sitting there as a 24-year-old, and I'm just thinking to my head, like, man, like y'all gotta be kidding me. Like this can't be real. So what pretty much happens after that is that she's listening, because like I said, the females have their areas and the guys have their areas, so they all like talk to each other about the opposite sex, like when they are like around each other. So Jessica talks to Amber, and she realizes that Amber is kind of like head over heels for Barnett, because she really likes him, and her like whole vibe is like, oh, he's the only one, like I don't want nobody else. And Jessica just doesn't say anything, right? She doesn't say shit. So she has like that single interview where she's kind of saying, it doesn't faze me that it doesn't faze her that Amber is talking like that about Burnett, because she knows at the end they're gonna end up together, but it's just right now a secret. So at the end of the day, she's like not worried at all. Guess what happens? The next day, they have a date, and the crazy thing is that she's asking like, oh, she's saying, oh, let's have some fun, like what do you want to do and stuff like that. He's like, oh yeah, sure, let's have some fun, like I'm drinking red wine right now, blah 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 whatsoever. So she's like, truth or dare or some shit like that. And then she's asking him the question like, do you still feel the same about me like you said yesterday? And mind you, like yesterday he said he's ready to propose, right? And then he's like, I don't know. And she's just like, wait, what? Like she's just like, okay. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. And then they kind of have like an argument. It's kind of like not an intense argument or whatever, but pretty much she's saying like, I'm not fucking with people like you're playing games, you're this and that and a third. And she's pretty much done. So she leaves out the room, and he's all like confused, but at some point I'm guessing he's just connected with Amber more, and whatever he had said to her the day before, he kind of regretted it. Like whatever he said to Jessica, he kind of regretted it, so that's why he took a step back. And Jessica was head over heels for him, so she was kind of like, what the hell? So she just was like, I'm leaving and I'm not fucking with you. And I mean, okay, I get it, like you are also on TV, so you don't want to kind of want to be looked at as the person who's just going to be treated like that, right? So of course you're going to just be like, oh, whatever, and bye, and this and that and a third. So she leaves. He's kind of like upset about it, like he is like emotional about it, but I guess at the end of the day he's happy about what happened, because he made a decision. He chose Amber. And then at the same night, Jessica has a date with Mark. Or Jessica doesn't know that Mark knew like the whole time that Barnett was kind of like talking to her, and he knew that she had like a second person talking to, but she never admitted that to him, and he never asked. So what happens was they have a date. Mark knows Barnett came kind of like upset from the date he just had with Jessica. So Mark walks into the date with Jessica, and he's kind of like, don't play with me, and like I'm not second chance or whatever. But she goes all like, I'm choosing you, and I'm swear to God, baby this, baby that, and he's just like confused, like 10 years younger than her, and he's just sits up here and he's just like what's going on? Like, you realize the other dude doesn't want you, and now you be all like, oh, you want me and this and that and the third. So this woman is literally crazy. Like, this woman, she has like no idea of what she wants. And I feel like throughout like the whole thing happening, I feel like she's just not trusting into the process of the whole experiment and what the show is actually supposed to like offer to you and supposed to like perform as, right? So she's always like, she's too much in her head. She's pretty much seeing Barnett doesn't want her, so she jumps to Mark because she kind of wants to end up with somebody. Like, that's how it seems to me as somebody who's just watching the show. So I'm kind of already not fucking with her because of that. But then they go further into the whole process, and he is deciding, Mark at some point is deciding to like propose to her through like the wall. Like, they're still in the pods, they haven't seen each other yet, and they propose to each other just as much as Amber and Barnett, like they get engaged, and Jessica and Mark get engaged. But Jessica is always like, I don't know. So like, she's just not sure. Like, she thinks like throughout the whole time she's going to like figure out if they're gonna get married or not, or like if it's like real for her or not. But they literally say like they love each other. They say I love you and I have so intense feelings for you, but she's not sure to marry him, because they kind of get like with the whole, yeah, you're gonna talk with somebody for 10 days, and then after that you propose, and then like a month later or something y'all get married. Which is crazy, yeah. Like, if you think about it, it is crazy. So they go on vacation, and then they all see each other like for the first time, like all the other candidates and all the other people that are like, around, like all the males that are there and the females, they see each other. And throughout like the whole thing, you kind of see how Jessica always tries to like, at some point she tries to talk to like Barnett, and she's like, you're my friend and this, and like we had such a good connection. But like, for a person who looks at it, she seems to trying to like connect with him, or trying to like not really get with him. But it kind of is weird that like when her and Mark are not good, then she's ending up talking like with Barnett about the issues that they have, or like her issues in general. And just as much as they talk, Amber and Mark talk about certain things. Mostly Mark, actually, about what's going on with him and Jessica, because Jessica's just like, I don't want to have sex, which is okay. But she's just like, I don't want to wear my ring. And then she does want to wear her ring. And she's like very like, sometimes this and then sometimes this direction. Like, she's very like undecisive about things. But she always says like, I do love you and I do want to commit, and the age difference and this and that and a third. So the whole impression that I get from the whole show is, or from her, is when she drinks, she just does stupid shit. Like, this woman likes to drink. You can see she likes to drink, because, and I don't even want to talk bad about her. Like, I really don't want to talk bad about her, because like what you see on the internet, on the TV, might not even be like how it is in real life. But as me looking at it, like, I feel like she just likes to drink, and she just gets wasted fast, or like drunk fast. So there's this one scenario when she gets drunk, and I think it is a birthday party. I think it is even Barnett's. It is Barnett's birthday party. They're back in Atlanta. They're living in their apartments, and everybody gathers together to celebrate his birthday. So she gets drunk, they're talking, him and like her and Barnett, they're talking, and she's just like, oh, I want to hug you and stuff like that. So she hugging him, and Amber just looking at like, yo, that's my man. So she kind of has an issue, but she's not really voicing it to Jessica. But like, it seems like Jessica is on a private level very distant and not so like cozy and cuddly with Mark, but when she's around the others and Barnett is around, she acts like, oh, I want to hug you, and and all this stuff. And I'm just like, you ain't fooling nobody. Like, you are definitely interested in this dude. Like, you're literally doing all these things, and it is on TV, and you can, like, people can just see, right? So I'm just like, girl, just stop. Like, I'm just like annoyed at this point. And then Mark and her are like alone in the room, and you can clearly hear by her voice and how she's talking that she is tipsy or that she overdrank. So then she's talking about her feelings and stuff, and then she's just saying like, and she has like that type of like voice. So she's just like, and I really feel like Burnett is fucking sexy, and Mark just loses it, and he just gets up and be like, don't disrespect me like that, and he's just upset, and he goes into a different room and he's upset. And at this point, I'm just like, yo, if I commit myself to this person the way he does, minding that he is 10 years younger than her. He's literally 10 years younger than her. And he's literally putting up with her shit. I'm just like, at this point, if you do shit like that, I'm out the door. Like, bye. Like, I wouldn't even like bother to deal with a 34-year-old woman that behaves like a 14-year-old. Like, literally, it's crazy how immature this woman is behaving. So then they have like a private interview, and she's like, oh yeah, I overdrank, but I didn't really mean it like that, blah 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 blah. So at this point, I highly dislike Jessica. Like, I don't like her. I don't want to like deal with her bullshit, but it is what it is, right? This is literally what I don't like about Jessica. When we go to Amber, Amber is this very outgoing, easy spoken person who can be very annoying, I would say. Her attitude and her character is kind of like, either you like it or you don't like it. Like, you can, when I watch her on the TV, especially when they meet the parents, because at some point they meet the parents and she's like acting like, I guess it was because she was nervous, but it just kind of seems a little bit like, whoa. Like, I was just like, and you can see the whole family kind of being uncomfortable with her. Like, you can see they're uncomfortable around her presence because you can see she's nervous, and she's just like overacting her whole like like character. Like, she's doing even more than she would do in real life. Like, you can see she's kind of uncomfortable as well. So everybody's just like cringe. It's just like you see it and you just be like, yikes. Like, it's just not, it was not fun to watch. And they kind of make it like in the show, like, you know, you kind of have to laugh about it. So she's kind of talking about how she would like to be like a stay-at-home mom, and Barnett has like this house, and I think she was like living with somebody else because she doesn't have her own apartment. So she's kind of not really stable in life. Like, she doesn't really have like a security in life. And then on top of that, financially, I think her financial situation is also not the best. And then she discloses that with him. So she's kind of saying like, oh, my credit is like average, like it's not the best, but that's also because I only have like one credit card, but that's like for my makeup, and it is like a $700 like maximum. And he's just like, oh well, that's like kind of like a lot. And she's like, oh well, it's makeup, it's expensive. And just besides that point, she doesn't even look like she do makeup. Like, I don't even really see a lot of makeup going on in her face. And then I'm just like, she's like talking about how she spent like in one spree like $200 on makeup, but I don't even see like any type of makeup skill or whatsoever going on there. So I'm just like, girl, what? If I had a credit card with like $700 of maximum, like I had like freaking Anastasia Beverly Hills, a whole stack of there. I had freaking all kinds of different palettes that are like, I don't know, Juvia's Place. I would have so many palettes. Like, I would have so much makeup. Like, and I already have a bunch, but it's just like, what? And you don't even like the main thing I see. I don't even see lipstick. I just see foundation. I see eyebrows. I don't even see lashes. I don't even see eyeliner. So where do you spend so much money on makeup? Like, you are even on TV, so how, like, where? And her whole attitude is just like, her whole character is just like, woo, and let's party. And she can be very annoying. She's a little bit too much for me. So what I'm criticizing here is that she's talking about how she, you know, isn't really stable in life, but she's talking about how she's buying all this makeup. And on top of that, she is a stay-at-home mom. So she says, well, I hope Barnett is going to be able to support the both of us. And I'm just like, whoa. I was just like, whoa. Like, so you have no, so you know your like financial, you know your financial situation is not the best, and you are not like the most stable person when it comes to finances, and having your own private like area, your own apartment, like none of that is really working out for you, but you expect a person that you haven't really met a year ago, like you met that person like 10, 15, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, to provide for you. Like, what? Like, I'm just like, I don't make fun of these type of people, but I'm just like, if you see times are not easy and you are with somebody and it is new, then there should be at least some effort of making like your financial like situation better. So he's pretty much going back to work at some point. She's just at home planning like the wedding, and it's kind of like, oh, he's talking about she's just watching Netflix and this and that and a third. And I'm just like, you have all the time and you don't look for a job. You have all the time and you don't try to make like your situation better. Like, you're literally gonna get married and you expect this man to pay for everything. And the crazy thing is the way how they cut the show and how they make the scenes like play out. You don't see no real like reaction from him saying like that's not good, that's nothing. You just kind of hear him in one private interview saying some stuff like, well, yeah, I see her struggling financially, and it's just like, I just don't want that for her, and it like kind of like, worries me. But yeah, like he kind of says like he doesn't want that for her, and he knows he kind of has to provide for like his family and her and this and that. Like, he kind of already put on that role, I'm gonna be the provider and she's just gonna be the stay-at-home mom. And I just think honestly that's like so not right. Like, I honestly don't believe it is right. That's like my personal opinion. Like, I just don't feel like that's how a partnership should be. I feel like there are people that are very comfortable with that. I know like my grandparents have kind of been like that. Like, my grandpa always went to work. My grandma was at home. She raised my mom and my aunt, and she was a housewife. Like, that place was clean, and like my grandma, she was a very, very clean woman, and she was very like organized. And I gotta give her that, but I could not just be at home and like it's not for me. Let me put it like that. So this is what I don't like about her. Like, I just can't like relate to that, because I just feel like you don't see nothing wrong with that, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, like you just don't see nothing wrong with that, if that makes sense. Like, you talk about how you spend like money on your makeup, but you have no apartment and you have like no job, but you want your husband or fiance to pay for your wedding dress because you're $400 above like your budget, but you really want that dress because it's so pretty and this and that and the third. So I think she ends up with the dress because I'm guessing he paid for it. There's another couple, and I have to look up the name. 1 second. Name is Lauren, I think. Lauren and Cameron. Cameron is Caucasian. Lauren is a black, beautiful, beautiful black woman. Her dad is very, let me say, he's very vocal about like black community and stuff, and he wants to like contain that black dynamic in the family, as in don't date outside the race. So kind of their relationship in the pod and stuff, it kind of like, they don't see each other, they never talk about how they look like and all that stuff, so it's okay. And she doesn't feel like she's hesitant to date outside her race, but at the same time, she is, yeah, how do I put it? At the same time, she's kind of like, I worry about what my dad would say, because my dad is, like I said, don't date outside your race, and she never had dated outside her race before, so it is new land for her. Apparently Cameron, on the other hand, did have a 5-year relationship with a black female before, or dark-skinned female, so he is kind of familiar with the territory, but at the same time he, I guess, is not familiar with how her dad is. But it's okay, he's actually handling it very well, and he's a very, very sweet guy, and I like their like relationship, but I don't like Lauren. I do like her, but I don't like her because, let me put it like that, she is kind of like very head over heels for Cameron, like even in the parts and stuff, like the way how they connected and stuff seemed very genuine and very like, wow, like kind of like my eyes are tearing. And he's very emotional, and he's like even crying. He says like he feels like so connected to her and all that type of stuff. And I was just looking at it, and I was just laughing because I was like, damn, like he really sits up here like an emotional little, like, I don't know what, and he's crying. He's like so emotional, and he feels him out like so much, and it's just like, damn, like it's kind of beautiful, honestly. But also it's just like when you look at it, you just like, that's just crazy. Like y'all don't even see each other, and y'all say like I love you based on what conversations y'all have. So throughout this whole time, they're like very happy with each other. He has like this bomb ass house. He's, I think, very like successful in his job. I don't really know. It doesn't say on there like what his job is, but he's very successful, and he has this house, and he wants her to like move in with him. Like he wants them to live there because he planned, like when he got the house, he had like an extra room, and I think she's a content creator, so she's on YouTube as well. I don't really know. I think she's on YouTube. I'm not sure, but she has like her little filming area in her apartment, so I think she is a content creator, and she has like her own like little apartment, and she feels very comfortable, but she doesn't really want to give it up, so she's kind of like, would you mind if I keep it and stuff. So you already see she's kind of holding like the back door like open in case like something doesn't work out. The mom is like very happy. Lauren's mom is very happy about her like getting engaged and all the stuff, and like the mom doesn't have an issue, but the dad is kind of like, I have a million questions, and like, have you ever been like in a room with black people, and do you even know like how black culture is and all that stuff. And then they have like that, ticked off the list, and everything is fine with them. But then at the end, you kind of see how Lauren gets like more and more like unsure. And that's like the crazy thing to me. And I feel like she's defining the whole relationship that they have about, oh, I'm dating outside my race and I'm just not sure. And I guess because her dad was so vocal about that, he kind of doesn't approve of it because they don't know each other like that, if that makes sense. But like he wants his daughter to be happy and like, all that stuff. I feel like she's just doubting the whole thing because the dad is just like, you know what I mean? Like the dad is just like, nah, like that ain't happening. But he's not really totally against it. Like they level with each other, him and Cameron, and they have a like conversation, and I guess then everything is fine, but still it's kind of like that you don't know. But then throughout the whole thing, Lauren is just like, she pulls back at the end, and that's what I don't understand, because like, why do you go through all this stuff and you say he's so perfect and he's everything I wished for, and it's crazy that he's outside my race, but I'm so happy and this and that, and then at the same time when it comes like closer to the end, you just sit up here and you just be like, yeah, nah, like I just don't think I can go through with this, or I'm doubting the whole thing, and I can't give Cameron like, because he's kind of like, he's asking so much for, just give me like a teeny tiny bit of confirmation about what's like going on, like, are you really gonna marry me? Like he just wants to know, like he's just so eager, like he just wants to know. And she's just like, yeah, I can't give you like an answer to it. And I'm just like, girl, like you, how old? 28? She's 20, no, she's, damn, is that right? Yeah, 32? She's 32 years old. Damn, I didn't even know. That's crazy. She doesn't even look like 32. I swear to God, she looked in her mid-20s. Like, like I said, black don't crack though. Like, she doesn't look like 32. And he is 28, so he's even younger than her. So, and he's like fully committing, like he just wants her like so bad, and you can see he wants her so bad. But for some damn reason, this woman cannot say yes. She's like sitting, there's like a preview of what's going to happen in the next episode, and she's sitting there with her dad in the bridal room, and she's like, I'm still having doubts. And I'm just like, doubts about what? You say you love the person, you say I can't wait to marry you and all this stuff, like how it was in the beginning. And then all of a sudden you sit up here and you be like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, I'm just really like, I'm just trying to feel you out, and I'm just trying to see like what's going on. And she's like, yeah, I know. And he's like, yeah, I really want to have this life with you. I really want to provide for you. I want this, I want that, blah, 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 and everything. And she's just like, yeah, I know. And she looks aside, and you can see that she can't really hear it. And I feel like this man gets his heart broken, because even though she marries him that day when they're supposed to get married, I feel like at long term looking at it, if she's not sure now and she's just going into it because it is on TV, then they're gonna break up, they're gonna get divorced, and it's just not gonna work out with them. And I just don't understand that, because there is like, I'm thinking in my mind, honestly, if this is how you feel, and if this is how you connect with each other on like an emotional level without seeing each other physically, y'all just talk, so it doesn't bother you how the person looks and everything, and you kind of already say like, I hope my dad approves and this and that and a third, then I don't understand how you cannot commit to it fully, even though that means marriage, because then you're just gonna have to make it work. And of course there's the option to get divorced, but nobody wants to get married thinking like, hey, I'm gonna get divorced if it doesn't work out or whatever. Like, you get married because you think you're gonna stay like for the rest of your life with that person, but at the same time, if it's already perfect in the beginning, then just try to make it work. If it really, 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 really doesn't work, then then just get divorced. Like, then that's just what it is. But you're not even giving it a try at this point, because if you leave this dude in front of the altar, and if you say like, oh no, I can't go through with this, there is no way of going back. There's not even a way of making it work, trying to make it work, or like trying to figure things out. So if you say all these things in the beginning, and you're so happy, and they never seem to have any issues, like literally they never seem to have any throughout the whole show. You see, they're like 1 out of 2 couples I've seen, they never have issues, like they don't have issues at all. And then all of a sudden everything turns around, and she is all like, yeah, I don't know. And that's just like, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But I can't wait to watch the next episode. I think it comes out next Thursday, and I'm definitely going to make, or like, if you have interest in videos like that, then let me know. I'm happy to watch shows. Not that I have time for all that, but like, just these shows, I'm just like kind of binge watching them because they're very interesting to me, like those social like experiments and stuff. So yeah, if you like that, like my video, comment on my video, and please follow me on my Instagram. I'm gonna put it up here, and let me know what you think. Have you watched the show? Just let me know. Like, I'm so excited about putting this video up, and see if people really interact with me on that, and if they like agree with me, what their thoughts is and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna go, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye.